Good afternoon, Flosstube. Today is Sunday the 17th of February 2025 and this is Flosstube number 34. I'm Lindsay, Cheshire Stitcher, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Welcome to my channel. Mostly it's about cross stitch, but I will show other things. 9 times out of 10, as you know, that's going to be my beading, and I have got some of that for you today. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer. It's lovely to see you again, and a very warm welcome if you are one of the 9 new subscribers I've had since my last video. It's lovely to see you here. If you are a new viewer and you've not watched any of my videos before, I would appreciate it if you could like this one or any of the others that you've watched, and maybe even hit that subscribe button. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm that I have no clue how it works. I just know it helps. There we go, admin bit done. As you can probably tell, my voice is a bit rough. Last Sunday I got up and my voice vanished. Well, actually it started going on the Saturday, but by Sunday it had gone completely. Didn't come back till Thursday, and I'm still a bit rough and a bit bunged up. So I do apologise for my voice, but if I didn't record today, it would be Thursday, I think, before I've got a chance to record. So I thought I'd get it out of the way. So today I have got a new start to show you. My notes are down here in front of me on the table as ever. That's what I'm looking down at. I've got some PhDs, which if you are new here, I don't refer to my projects as whips. I call them PhDs, which are potential happy dances, because we all do a happy dance when we finish. I've got a little bit of beading. I've got the results of the giveaway. I've got some plans, not massive plans, but plans, and a little bit of stash enhancement. And it is only a little bit, and I only paid for one of them. So we'll get going, shall we? We will start off with my new start. Now, I did tell you about this in my last video. I did say I was going to make a start on this. This is Bent Creek's Silver and Gold limited edition kit that I've had in my stash for, your guess is as good as mine, probably 15 years or so, thereabouts. I don't know, haven't got a clue. Can't find it on Bent Creek's website. I have had a look, but there is one for sale on eBay in America. Pardon me. I haven't done very much, and I've just realised I've done it again and not got my board. I do it every time I write my list. I pull all my whips out and I make all my notes, and I forget my board every time. Every single time. Tell you, if I had a brain, I'd be dangerous. Haven't done very much at all on it. The day I was going to start it, I had one of those days where I just couldn't settle, and it wasn't going. I was going to put it on a different frame, and I couldn't get the needle through this webbing, so I've tried putting it on this frame, and this frame doesn't work very well. It some of these wing nuts won't tighten up on one side, and it's just a pain. And I actually, you can't just unscrew them and roll it. You actually have to grab it like that. So I put it down in disgust on the day I was going to start it, and did some EPP instead. But I basted some hexes, and I added 2 more to make, so it's not worth showing you. Wasn't worth it. So anyway, I've made a start. So I've done 2 trees and made a start on the background. There is a lot. A lot, as you can see, of background. So my general plan is to do some of the background and then maybe a tree, or start on the house, do a bit more background, but I will be continuing on with it. This is my 4th start for my 25 in 25. So that's that. That's my new start. So on to my PhDs. I've done pretty well, to be fair, about remembering to take pictures, although I didn't with this one. I have managed to do, that's my whip goal calls for January was the sunflower cushion cover, and I wanted to finish January's before I started February's. Haven't done any more on St. George's as yet. It's been a busy week, and with not being well, my head's just not been in it. So that was my sunflower cushion when I pulled it out to do it, and I have now completed my 500 stitches on it. There we go. I'm just going to have to kind of, there we go, appear through. Put that back, then you can see it a bit better. I think last time I started this, I think, but I hadn't finished it. And I've done a bit of yellow here, and I've done a bit of cream here, and a bit of yellow here. But anyway, I have now done my 500 stitches for my whip go call on my sunflower cushion. So this can now go away. Whether or not it'll come out again later in the year, who knows? It might not see the light of day until whip go next year now. But we don't know. We'll see. I did enjoy doing it, and it was really quick to actually get the stitches in on it. Because it's so chunky. That's the front picture of it. So I've basically been working across the bottom. There we go. Should have showed you that first. But, you know, this is me. Next, I have been a little, not huge amounts, but I have been working on this one, which is the Union flag from Doodlecraft Designs. Doing it for a customer of hers who fell in love with the design and asked if there's anyone could stitch it. She says, no, I can put you in touch with someone. So she did, and it was me. So I've been working on this. I can't, it depends where I'm working, to be fair. But if I'm working where there's lots of halves and quarters, and I can't work on it for very long because it plays havoc with my finger. And I end up with my index finger swollen and sore. So I could do maybe 50 stitches when it's like that. If I'm doing the straight border, or if I was doing this part of the cross or the white or anything like that, I can keep going. But unfortunately, last time when I picked it up, it was all quarter stitches. So here's how it was last time you saw it. I'm trying to not get you any reflections. You don't really need to see a reflection of the fish tank or the TV. So that's how it was last time you saw it. It's had a couple of sessions on it. And now it looks like that. So doing the back stitch was fine. I could do that. I carried on. I did lots and lots of back stitch in one day. Finished it all off on the daffodil, which, in case you don't know, is the flower for Wales. And then I've come up and I've started on the thistle. And this, if you look and see it, is full of quarter stitches. I can literally do maybe 50 stitches, if that, before my fingers are going, no, I've had enough of that. But even if I only get 20, 30 stitches or 50 stitches in on it a day, it's all progress. And progress is good. So next we have Tulip. Now you're going to laugh at this, really. With one thing and another, we've only managed to work on it once since my last video, for various reasons. I've been busy or whatever, for whatever reason, we've just not been feeling it. Or like yesterday, it was 8 o'clock at night before I was ready to be able to stitch. You know, normally I'd have already done some, but it wasn't to be yesterday. So we decided against it last night. So anyway, there we go. There's Tulip. That's what she will look like when she is finished. Do enjoy her. With any luck, when I have finished recording this and I have just watched it back to make sure I don't look like a complete idiot, and to note down anything that I've mentioned to put in the box, we will be working on it. But you never know. So last time you saw her, she looked like that. As I say, she's had one session on her, and I really didn't do very much. I think I did less than 100 stitches because I fell asleep. It'd been a busy day. There you go. So I have literally just done a bit of fill-in and then come across and started on these. That was it. That was the grand sum total of one stitching session on her. Last weekend, I think it was. It's just the way it worked out. And as I say, with any luck, we will be on her in a little while, and we will get lots done. We'll see. Next, as ever, these are in no particular order because it's just how I grab them, is my first 23 and 23 project that's going to be taking all year. Jardin's Privés ABC de l'Embroideress, which means the ABCs of the embroiderer. That's what it's going to look like when it's finished. I'm supposed to do 2.5 to 3 inches every month to get it finished by the end of the year. And so far, I haven't even done what I needed to do for January. Here's what she looked like last time you saw her. She's still got no arms or face, but that's going to be one of the very last things that I do. Because if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know I don't like to stitch faces. And that's all I did. So I finished off this row of whatever they are, flowers I think. I did these X's, I did that little doodad there, did that one there, and then started on the one underneath. So as I say, not massive amounts, but hopefully she'll come out to play again this week. And I'll at least manage to finish January's. It will get done. My biggest time consumer, as you know, as if you've been watching since the beginning, is the commission piece, which will be done by about Easter, which will then free up 3, 4, 5 hours a day of stitching time for me, which means you'll get to see more of my projects. So last one, no it isn't the last one, I've still got the commission to show you, haven't I, silly girl. Cotton and Twine subscription box for January. Marie over at Stitches and Diamonds organised a stitch along for it, Stitching My Way to Happiness, split it into 4 parts, one to start on each Saturday in February, and it's lovely. I love it. I really, really enjoy it, and it is the one thing that I do work on until I've done that part. So when you saw it last, it looked like that. Pardon me. That was part 1. Since then, obviously, we've done part 2. And as ever, I have a hanging thread. I'll move it down to the bottom so it's not so intrusive. I have my needle minder at the top. So, there we go. So, this was part 2. And part of the needle, which I left and didn't do in part 2. I did that last night, to say, because it was so late. We discussed it, Jeanette and I, and we decided that we wouldn't do Tulip yesterday. So I pulled this out, made a start on part 3. So I did the needle, and I've made a start on the H for the happiness. Part 2 took me a lot longer than it should have done, because for some reason I could not count when it came to doing this. I must have unpicked it 3-4 times, and I still think it's not quite correct, but I got to that point of, I'm not doing it again. I don't know what it was about it. I have no idea, but I just could not count. So there we go. So next time you see this, with any luck, it will be a finish. Probably won't be FFO'd, but it should be a finish. Thoroughly enjoying it. I haven't got February's box. I cancelled that because I don't really do seasonal stitching. And then lastly is, as ever, my commission piece. And I remember to take a picture. So last time you saw her, she looked like this. I've done really well. I've got a lot into her this past week or 2, because, as I said, I wasn't well, and a lot of it is block stitching. It's just straight lines, which doesn't require that much concentration, which is perfect when you're not feeling very well. And here she is now. So as you can see, I've brought her shoulder down quite a lot. I've done some more of her neck and started to bring this down. And I've done a little bit on this shoulder. I'm going to try and get a little bit more done across here, and then I can move the frame up. But you can pretty much see what there is left to do on her. And like I say, there's quite a lot of block. Down here there's a lot of block stitching in white and 5200, and I've still got a chunk of the green here to do. So when I move the frame up, I can get this done, which will get my stitch count up for her so quickly. As I say, I try and do about 200 stitches a day. Well, that on its own will get me my 200 stitches. And then if I come and do this border down here and bring that down to the end, that's another day of 200 stitches. So they all count. But I am getting to that point now that I'm sick of seeing her. This is month 19 that I've been doing her now. she needs to be finished. I've got some bits over here to finish, so I'll do this first. Probably, possibly, I don't know, I haven't decided. Depends when I pick her up what I fancy working on. I'll try and do some of the confetti first, because there's a lot of confetti here. So I'll, you know, I might just sort of pick a colour and do the confetti, and then I'll move on and do a block, and then I'll do a bit more confetti. Depends what kind of mood I'm in. But I did do quite a lot, as I say, I've done quite a lot on her because I've not been too well, which you can tell because I'm still a bit rough. So that is the end of my PhDs. So my beading, I did say to you last time that I'd started something, but there was only a bit of black and gold, so it really wasn't worth showing. That's what I did. Yes, I know I've got a hanging thread. That's because I tend to put a year charm on my beading when I finished, and I haven't actually got round to ordering any for 2025 as yet. So when I do, it'll sit in there. As I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually quite domed. The design didn't have a hanger. I just decided I would put a hanger on it, then I could hang it above my beading desk. And the pattern is Hexagon Sunflower from Lady Luna Cat. She's Ukrainian, I think. I've done quite a few of her patterns, and they're lovely to do. They're so nice, they're so clear. They're very, very clear. She does you, you know how sometimes, like the cotton and twine box, you get a colour chart and you get a black and white chart. So if you're a colour chart stitcher, you've got that. If you're a black and white stitcher, you've got options. So Lady Luna, what she does is she gives you a picture, or well, I'm not explaining this very well, am I? She gives you a picture of the chart, the chart, you get the chart. You get a word chart, which is what I tend to work from, but then you will get one that has the rows on it. So you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so on. And then you'll get another one, exactly the same, but that will have the letters for each individual bead. So on this one, this green is B. I can't remember what the other ones were. I just remember that was B. But there's only 5 colours in it. Is it 5? 8, 6. There's only 6 colours in it. But, you know, sunflower. I love sunflowers, as you know. So there we go. So that's my little bit of beading. It only took me a week at most, and I've been making dice again since then. So let's do my new stash. Actually, no, we'll do the giveaway. As you remember, last time round, I offered a giveaway. Haven't done one for a long, long time. Keyword was wine, and I said, if you want to put it into a sentence just to amuse me, feel free. And it wasn't till I'd done the video and posted it that I realised I hadn't said all the usual things of don't say giveaway, contest, anything like that. But if you're an old hand, if you've been watching Flosstubes for a while, you'd have known the rules anyway. However, only one person entered. That was the chart I was giving away, and the keyword was wine. So this is going to Linda Pearson. Linda's been a watcher of mine, a supporter of mine, commenter of mine since the beginning, and she was the only person that entered. So I have your address, Linda, because you've won a previous giveaway, so I will get this in the post to you as soon as I can. Okay, enjoy it. And her comment was, my best friend loves wine and cheese. So, and it was just, you didn't have to do a posh sentence, or not a posh sentence, but you didn't have to fit it in. It was just something that I thought, if you can make me smile, you can make me smile. So there we go. So ID, I've got that noted down as well. So ID, you know that I get a lot of things from. Has a new Quaker stitch along. It's in 13 parts. It's been designed by Twin Peak Primitives. Part 2 came out yesterday, but part 1 only came out a few days before that. It's to celebrate the release of one of my pieces of stash. I should have done my plans first, but never mind. This, I did tell you about it a while ago. Connected by the red thread. It's a book. It's got 6 red samplers in it. I was so excited. This arrived. It arrived on the 13th, which was 2 days before the official launch. And it's a lovely book, and I'm just going to quickly, that's the chart, or part of one chart. Let me see if I can see which one it is. This one. So that little brief glimpse was the centre of this. Now you can see it's a big sampler. So the chart is massive. It's, let's have a look. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's over 8 pages. So it's a lovely, huge, clear chart. And on about each sampler, it gives it you in Dutch, and then it gives it you in English. So it tells you about the sampler, about the stitches that are used in it, who the person was, if she've been able to find anything out about her. And it's just such a lovely, lovely book. I was so excited I had to pre-order it straight away. And then at the back it gives you how to do some of the mending stitches. There's a whole page on explaining different stitches that are in it. And it does say at the start of each one, so that one's all cross stitch. So this one has running stitch over 2 threads, half cross stitch, back stitch, stem stitch, Van Dyke stitch, which I have no idea about, and I would have to look at that up. It's got chain stitch, and it's got blanket stitch over 4 threads, blanket stitch over 2, and herringbone. So they're all explained in the back of the book for that particular one. The one I am going to do, most likely to do first, is this one. Probably followed by that one. That one is my least favourite, the one with all the pattern darning in it, so that one I probably won't do. And because I pre-ordered it, we got a little envelope. I always get that sticker on there, so I think it's a lovely sticker, with floss drops, with a section of each pattern on them. Lovely, they're lovely thick, they're good quality, lovely thick card. It'd be a shame for me to punch another little hole in them for my ends, but there we go. And then my other new piece of stash is the one I didn't buy. Every year my partner buys me a kit. Sometimes it's a beading kit, sometimes it's a cross stitch kit. He gives me a budget and says, go find. So this year I've gone for this one. 2023 Nashville exclusive from the Primitive Hair. I was just having a browse. I found it on 123. Couldn't find any in the UK that spoke to me, so I thought I'd go and have a nosy at 123, and I found this. So in it comes, that is to put your stitching over. That's my fabric to stitch it on. We've got some backing fabric and then lady dot trim to do the ruffled edge. So I am quite looking forward to it. It's all done in DMCs. Oh, and that lady dot is an exclusive. So at the moment, this is going to be my birthday start, but my birthday is not until the middle of May, so that could change, especially with Nashville just around the corner, and I have put pre-orders in. And because I told you about the new Quaker Stitch Along, I kind of jumbled things up. I should have done that last. So my plans, I'm going to carry on with my commission piece as ever. I'm going to keep on doing a little bit on the Union flag to get that finished. I will be working on, hopefully, on Tulip later today. I've got my grandsons tomorrow, so that will mean Love Quilt Square. And after that, we will see. I would like to get more done on silver and gold, but I've got I need to get some bags made as well. Well, I am hoping to have another new start for my 25 and 25, so this would be number 5, and it's this one, Luminous Fibre Arts Stitcher. I've already copied the chart. That's what's poking out at the top. I know for a fact I won't put buttons on it. I don't like buttons on things. Odd, I know, but there you go. I may well find some other little doodad I can do in there, even if it's just a little heart or a little swirl or a star or something that I can put in place of those. As you can see, it's Luminous Fibre Arts. I bought this 2023, I think it was, at Harrogate of Trudy Ann Designs. Jeff P. Smith on eBay. And it's just been sat there. She had it framed up on the wall and I fell in love with it. And asked her if she still had a copy, and she's like, well, yes, because if she sells out of something, she takes the model off the wall, which makes perfect sense. I haven't decided what I'm going to stitch it in. It's going to be one of the red silks I've got left over from Tonna, but I'm going to use this. This is 36 count Tyco from Picture This Plus. Yeah, Picture This Plus. I ordered it thinking, oh, that's a nice colour, and I've never stitched on a Picture This Plus, because at the time I hadn't when I ordered it, which was sometime last year, I think. But now obviously I've started something on a Picture This Plus on. I'll put plus on the Hazelwood, which is the Advent, which I will be back to. I'm hoping I'd like to get back to work on that a bit more. But there we go. So that's what I'm going to work it on. That's the other, let's see, 36 count Tyco. And until I held it up, I hadn't realised there's bits of grey in it, which is absolutely fine. As like I say, I just need to decide which red silk I'm going to do. I am thinking I might start the Sew ID Quaker Stitch Along, but rather than just doing one red, do like I did with Tonna and do various reds, or from the stash, from the bag, because they're all still on the ring. And that's it for today for me. hopefully my next video will be the 2nd of March, Sunday the 2nd of March, 2 weeks today. Touch wood, everything will be all right, and I'll be fully recovered. I won't be sounding a bit rough. And that's that. So until then, you take care of yourselves. Enjoy whatever project you're doing, and if you fancy a new start, have one. There's no cross-stitch police. As Sherry would say, there's no cross-stitch police. Which is a good job, really, because they wouldn't just knock down my door, they'd bang, they wouldn't just knock on my door, they'd bang it down. I've done a lot of things over the years that if there was a cross-stitch police, I'd be in big trouble. But there we go. Complete aside. As I say, hopefully I will see you on the 2nd of March. Take care of yourselves, enjoy your stitching, and until then, bye.